Stewart Mountain is one of the most prominent elements of our valley, and many of us look at it or drive by it daily. Our community has varying awarenesses of what is going on in the hills around us. The community forest will be a chance for people to look at the mountain in a more intimate and knowledgeable way. And the more educated each of us are about the details of this land, the better off we'll all be in terms of the environment and sustainability, which is, we're on the cusp of all of that right now.
The Stewart Mountain Community Forest is working to bring 5,500 acres of forest land into local ownership so that it can be managed for the benefit and the unique needs and priorities of our region. So the community forest is bringing together stakeholders and community partners from all over the South Fork Valley and all over the Stewart Mountain region to make sure that we're really understanding what is the community need in this area, what are the priorities we need to make sure to address, and how does this mountain and this forest land impact the people that live around it. What we're really doing is trying to make sure we're bringing in as many perspectives as possible and bringing in insight from the people that are on the ground, in the woods, recreating out here, living at the base of the mountain, so that we have as much information as possible to make sure that all of those different perspectives are being honored and all of those different needs are being met.
Behind the Stewart Mountain Community Forest is this approach of thinning to maintain a forested condition, to grow that forest over a long rotation and out longer. And the concept behind that is creating hydrologic maturity, which is the ability for the forest to absorb and store water and then release it slowly, and ultimately affecting in-stream flows in the summertime. Here in the South Fork, we have extremely low flows and high temperatures during the summer. This has had a huge impact on the spring chinook specifically, but all salmonids. We reach a point every summer where we're seeing fish kills because of the high temperatures and low flow. We've been working on this issue for a long time, and through various planning processes, the one thing we identified that potentially would have the most impact in terms of low in-stream flows in the summer is the condition of the upland forests, especially at scale. Obviously, the larger the scale that we can maintain a forest and grow a forest out, do forestry with longer rotations, the more water we can recover for in-stream flows in the summer.
It's like having trees for birds or squirrels, you know, I mean, having cool, high volume pools of cold water for salmon is essential. One of the key partners that's really been a game changer in our efforts to kind of plan and develop the Stewart Mountain Community Forest has been the Nooksack Indian tribe. What they've been looking at and doing research on is how climate change is really going to threaten their way of life and their cultural uses, their historic uses of the land. The community engagement they've done around sort of communicating that and emphasizing the importance of forest management and Stewart Mountain specifically as a important project that could be done that is complementary to those goals, that's been huge.
Like the pumping heartbeat, the blood that flows through the body. That's how we see the Nooksack River in relationship to the Nooksack identity. The water is the biggest part, and so to have clean water is something that we should hold in the highest regard. If we don't have it, then we don't exist. Stewart Mountain was used for gathering various materials that we needed in our everyday life. This is a place that we've called home for hundreds of generations. One of the biggest stories that we have is of the king salmon here. they're on the endangered species list in this fork. And so that's something that is very alarming. And so the more that we can create these opportunities of preservation and conservation along the South Fork is good for everyone.